What's going on, guys? We are back. We are here to talk about the pay-per-view coming Sunday, WWE Survivor Series. But before that, we're going to get into some in other sports with the MLB awards as well as the NBA season. This is Sports Moods. 2 Moodies.
1 duty.
Sports. Let's get into it.
Guys, D Moody here with
C Moody,
and we have covered everything from the NFL, college football, looking at how the college football playoff is shaking up, covered the WWE, still in the midst of the WWE right now. Going to give you guys our thoughts of Survivor Series. We covered Raw and SmackDown. Just right now some quick things and some other sports. Right now, the MLB Awards is what's going on right now around the world of sports. We did learn that for the National League Manager of the Year, Torey Lovullo wins that honor as the he is the manager of the Diamondbacks, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so he won that. I want to make sure that's right. Let me make sure.
Okay, I was about to say, while you're doing that,
yeah, double check that for me to make sure if I have that right correct.
You said Torey what?
Lovullo. I want to say it's from the Diamondbacks.
All right,
but I could be wrong. But American League manager Terry Francona of the Cleveland Indians wins that honor. We do know Cleveland was pretty much one of the better teams in baseball this year from the American League side of things.
Torey Lovullo is the manager for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay, I thought I was right. I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to say Dodgers for some reason. I think the Dodgers manager was in consideration for it, but the Diamondbacks manager got it. So Terry Francona wins it for the American League. For the Indians, we do know the Indians were one of the better teams in the American League this season, along with Houston. I really thought Houston's manager would have gotten it, just given by virtue they finished kind of right behind Cleveland in the American League. But they won the ultimate prize at the end of the year, which was the World Series.
Exactly.
So, but still, shout out to both of those managers for winning those awards. Now for the American League Rookie of the Year, big shout out to my homeboy. Big ups to Aaron Judge. This kid has a bright future ahead of him. Just came out this year and put up some monster numbers this year for the Yankees. And this was supposedly a rebuilding season for the Yankees. So for them to have pretty much overachieved the way that they did, getting almost to the brink of a World Series, it's kind of unfortunate that they let go of their manager. I cannot think of his name. I'm having some brain farts tonight, it seems.
What team?
Joe Girardi. I don't know why I couldn't say Joe Girardi.
You couldn't remember Girardi?
Yeah, I couldn't remember Joe's name, man, for some reason. I wanted to say Joe Torre, but he's not there anymore. Those are the glory days of the Yankees, back in the day Yankees. But Joe Girardi was relieved of his duties a couple weeks ago as the Yankees manager, so that's a big draw. I'm pretty sure they want to put somebody in that position that has experience and knows what it takes to lead a franchise to the World Series. Also, National League Rookie of the Year, Cody Bellinger from the Dodgers wins that honor. So congratulations to Cody Bellinger on that. For the Dodgers. Yeah, they fell just short in the World Series in 7 games to the Astros. And then it comes down to the MVPs of both leagues. For the National National League MVP, Mr. Giancarlo Stanton of the Miami Marlins takes the honor of being the MVP of that league. Now, I will say, now I guess in baseball it's a lot different than football and all the NBA, but they didn't make it to playoffs.
Right.
So how do you feel about someone winning? I mean, not saying valuable. I mean, it still doesn't make him less valuable, even though the team around him probably.
Well, it's the player, most valuable player.
Yeah, it's a player. So I do get it, but you also have to look at.
I guess you can take into consideration the fact of the team's success as a whole, but like you said with the Heisman, that's something that if it's a personal award.
I guess I'm contradicting myself.
No, I mean, because I understand the MVP. We kind of look at the MVP a little bit different than we do Heisman. I mean, Heisman is something that's kind of been specific for like a collegiate kind of award. But in a sense, while I do agree that it should have some contribution to your team's success as well as your own personal statistics. But
and not taking anything away from Giancarlo, he is an amazing baseball player. But I just kind of looked at that as, wow, they didn't even make the postseason. But, I mean, he is the National League MVP, so you got to give him that, and that is now a part of his resume. And for the American League, of the world champion Houston Astros, Jose Altuve wins the American League MVP. Now, they did say Aaron Judge, he was in consideration for the Rookie of the Year and the AL MVP, but they went with Altuve to win it, and he was actually rooting for Altuve as well, because they interviewed him last week about just being considered for both, and it was like, well, if you had to take yourself out of it, who would you root for? And Aaron Judge is like, Altuve. He's having a great season, and what they're doing, he had a lot of praise and respect for Altuve, which I think he's well deserving of those honors. So
definitely,
congratulations to all those who won and took part in the MLB awards this year, and for National League and American League honors. And that officially wraps up the baseball season completely until a couple of months from now. They'll start doing the winter signings. You'll start seeing free agents splash here and splash there over the next month or so. But so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for baseball. Now, for me, I want to kind of get into some quick college basketball. On Tuesday night, we had some college heavyweights among the elites doing battle. Number 1, Duke versus number 2, Michigan State, doing battle on the court in the United Center in Chicago. Mr. Grayson Allen for Duke went off for 37 points in the game.
Wow.
I think he was something like 7 of 11 from three-point range. So he had a really good night shooting the basketball. He played really well throughout the entire game. And Duke wins the game 88-81. Michigan State did have 3 players to score 19 points each. And that was Bridges, Jackson Jr., and Ward. It still wasn't enough to take down the number 1 ranked Duke Blue Devils. So they are still unbeaten on the season. And then later that night, we saw number 4 Kansas take on number 7 Kentucky. Coach Self versus Coach Cal. Kansas wins a close one, 65-61. We saw Micah Luke. I think that's how you say his name, but I could be wrong, and I apologize if I'm saying it wrong.
You won't be the only one.
So 17 points for him for Kansas. Also, Newman added 12 points for Kansas as well. And then for Kentucky, we saw Knox go off for 20, but in a losing effort. So in that core 4 matchup there, Kansas and Kentucky, they have combined, those 2 franchises, those 2 schools have combined for the 2 most winningest programs in college basketball history. And then you got Duke's Coach K, obviously the GOAT, Tom Izzo from Michigan State, Bill Self from Kansas, and Coach Cal. All of those coaches have won national championships. So with Coach K's 5, and then Tom Izzo's 1, Self has 1 and Coach Cal has 1. So you're looking at total combined 8 national championships, all in one building in the same night. So
that's awesome.
Like I said, college basketball royalty at its best. As far as the rankings go for the men's side, and it's still early, so usually I'm not a big person when it comes to rankings in college basketball. So it's more about your resume and just trying to make the tournament. It's not as important as I would say in terms of college football,
right?
Because the rankings are always changing on any given night. Anything can happen,
and they play more often.
They play more often as well. So you got number 10 Miami at 3-0, the Florida Gators at 9 at 2-0. The USC Trojans at 8 at 2-0. Number 7, Villanova and Jay Wright at 2-0. Coach Cal in Kentucky at 6 at 2-1 after that loss to Kansas the other night. Number 5, Wichita State at 2-0. This team has become this little franchise. I always want to say franchise. I have to keep. I'm thinking NFL, but this program has become very consistent over the last 4 to 5 years, consistently making the NCAA tournament and doing some great things when they go. So Wichita State is ranked at 5 at 2-0. Number 4, Michigan State. They were number 2. They fall 2 spots after losing a close one to Duke. They're 1-1. Number 3 is Kansas at 2-0 after the big win over Kentucky. Number 2 is the Arizona Wildcats at 2-0, and number 1 is Duke at 3-0. Now, for the women's side of things, Oregon at 2-0. Number 9, Ohio State at 1-1. Number 8, UCLA at 2-0. Number 7, Mississippi State. Remember, they went to the national championship game last year. That's where right. They lost to our South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yeah.
So they took down UConn on the way going, though, in the Final Four. So they really helped South Carolina dodge a huge bullet. I really felt like if they would have had to play the UConn, I don't think the Lady Gamecocks would be celebrating that national championship.
Nope.
But Mississippi State took them down in the big upset last year off the Final Four. Number 6, Notre Dame is always a powerhouse in the women on the women's side. Number 5, Louisville at 2-0. The defending national champion South Carolina Lady Gamecocks at 1-0. Don Staley, trying to go back-to-back championships. Number 3, Baylor at 2-0. Number 2, Texas at 1-0. And number 1, UConn at 1-0. Surprisingly, Gino Auriemma. So that's how the rankings look on the college basketball side of things for the men and the women's side of things. You going to give us some NBA right quick in the NFL. Last week did an update. Pittsburgh was leading the Tennessee Titans 37-17. Did they add any more points since then?
They did. With just under 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Tennessee Titans do have the ball, but the score is now 40-17.
So they added 3 points by Mr. Boswell.
Yeah.
One of the 4 Bs, as you said.
That's right.
And speaking of Bs, Big Ben and Antonio Brown just went off tonight. Big Ben, 4 touchdown passes in the game, 3 of which went to Antonio Brown. 10 receptions on the night. When I last recorded it, he had 144 yards, so he could have more than that as of right now. But if you're a fantasy football owner and you have Antonio Brown on your team, looking like a good start to the fantasy week, which I'm having a great week right now in my NFL.com league. He has me 44 points right now with those 3 touchdown receptions. So big ups to Mr. Antonio Brown there. And I'm 7-8, actually 8-2.
Yeah, okay.
In that. Looking to go to, 8-2 in that fantasy football league. So I'm number 1 right now.
I see that, man.
So you're going to give us some updates on some NBA stuff, right?
Yeah, man. In the NBA right now, the game did end between the Golden State Warriors and Boston Celtics. The Celtics pulled it out by 4. 92-88.
So 14 straight wins now.
14 straight wins,
for the Boston Celtics, man. After that, I got to give them some big ups.
Go ahead. Puts me in a good mood as well. And This is, and the last time we said the score, like I think it was tied at 74.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie Irving only having 5, while Steph only had 4. Kyrie ended the game with 16.
Okay.
16, so that's 1 quarter of just about 11 points. The high scorer was, I want to say his name was Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. Yeah, he's a player to watch.
22 points, 3 of 8 from 3, 7 rebounds. Al Horford had a good game, double-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Marcus Morris still stayed at 12 points. Jason Tatum also had 12. And like I said, Kyrie, 16 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. On the other end of the ball, you got Kevin Durant doing what he could, 24 points. Draymond Green, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Steph Curry still struggled, only ended the game with 9 points, but did have 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Klay Thompson ended the game with 13 points. Zaza Pachulia, pretty lackluster game for him, considering he's the big man of the team, only 6 points and 6 rebounds. And so in the games like this, man, you have to have everybody executing. And I think I didn't watch. Of course, we didn't see the game as it went, but seeing the people who doesn't have as many points as the others. Usually, some teams we have the stars that can take over games, but when they don't, you want the rest of your team to kind of make up for it.
At least a supporting cast to step in
exactly.
and do something. This is still an early game, and Boston has a lot of momentum going right now ever since that injury to start the year with
Gordon
Hayward. I mean, for them to rally out 14 in a row. But my thing is, it's November.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's very early. A lot can still happen with a lot of these teams. I'm not saying winning 14 in a row is nothing to not pay attention to.
Right.
I mean, because obviously it takes a lot of chemistry to do that in the NBA. You're playing every other night. You're on the road. You're at home. So to keep that chemistry going, especially losing one of your core players, and
exactly.
to be able to still, and I know Kyrie had a little accident the other night where he got hit and he had a mask over his face. So, I mean, still playing through that.
Playing well.
I mean, doing really well right now. But I still can't say that he has won out because we've yet to see Isaiah Thomas hit the floor for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I know LeBron had a big game the other night in New York versus the Knicks. And he had him and Cantor kind of went at it a little bit.
Yeah.
They went over the airways saying some things about each other. And then LeBron posts on Instagram that he's the king of New York. So, and the Knicks are playing really good, man. They're kind of up and down. I think they're like one game above 500 or right at 500, somewhere around in there. And Kristaps Porzingis, man, he is the unicorn, man. He's playing really well too. He has a handful of 30-point games this season. So the Knicks looking like they're gonna kind of try to battle their way through the East. And if things shake out, I would love to kind of see the Knicks and Cavs go back at it again. Because Kyle Korver really saved the day for the Cavaliers the other night. He really went off in that fourth quarter, and then LeBron and them kind of sealed it for the victory. But I'm ready to see what Isaiah Thomas is going to bring to the table for the Cavaliers at this point.
Definitely, man. Another game that's going on right now is the Houston Rockets now with 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter, up 77-62 against the Phoenix Suns.
That's the second quarter?
Second quarter.
76 points in the first half?
Yeah, 77. First half. And I think you can say a lot of it goes to James Harden, who has 26 points.
In the first half.
He is 26 points.
Beyond. Right. I mean, he's just doing some amazing things. I mean, he's a great scorer. He's very consistent in a lot of ways. I do want to see Chris Paul get healthy to kind of get him more in the fold to kind of see overall what this team is going to look like with him.
Yeah, even though he still ain't at 100%, he's in the game. Actually, he has 8 points, 8 assists. Only had 10 minutes so far though.
Okay, they're probably sparing his time. They're not going to let him go all out.
That's pretty much what they've been doing since the beginning of the season so far with him. Ryan Anderson is right behind. Well, not right behind. He has 16 points, 2 rebounds, and as we speak, the game has elevated to 81-64. James Harden now has 30 points.
Okay. Oh, man.
In the first half, 2 minutes left. On the other end of the ball, you have Greg Monroe as their leader with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and Devin Booker trying to come up right behind him at 10 points with 8 assists. That is what's going on. And today, a game I wanted to talk about happened last night. The 76ers beat the Lakers 115-109. Joel Embiid had an amazing game. 46 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 7 blocks.
Man.
This is a career high. Also, this is the most by a 76er in 11 years.
Amazing, man.
And then before I end that, one more thing on Joel Embiid. He's the first player with 40 points, 7 blocks, 7 assists since Julius Erving did it for the 76ers against Detroit in 1982.
Amazing. That's something. That's like a once. That's just not saying it's a once in a lifetime performance, but that's probably right now in his young career, probably the game of his career right
definitely.
now.
Yeah, definitely is career high, and to say the least in all fashions of his performance. Ben Simmons, which is the rookie leader right now. He had a good game, 18 points, a double-double, just missed a triple-double, 10 assists and 9 rebounds. And like I said, he is leading for the rookies at 17.8 points per game, 9.2 rebounds per game, and 7.7 assists per game.
Yeah, he's having a pretty consistent season. I was glad to see him healthy. He missed his first couple of seasons just due to injury, and now he's looking like he's ready to take off in the NBA.
Exactly.
And it's looking really good right now for him and the Sixers. So hopefully they can keep that momentum with that young core they have there. I mean, the Lakers have a young core too. A lot of people kind of coming down on Ball a little bit, but I mean, he's still playing his way through it, you know.
And honestly, for the rookie leaders, he is at 14 in the list of the rookies. But it's not like he's having a horrible game. He is a consistent player. He is averaging 9 points a game, 6.6 rebounds a game. So from a guard, that's actually really good, and 6.9 assists per game. So, and I hear Stephen A. Smith talk about him a lot because he don't like his conservativeness, how he isn't as aggressive. He's not trying to hold the ball while the other rookies are trying to show why they should have been, first rounders and stuff. But I really don't think, I think he has a method. I really think Lonzo has a certain method to it. If it wasn't for the fact that his father put him so high up on a pedestal, we wouldn't be as well. I mean, he was second. He was the second pick in the NBA draft. So there's always going to be some spectacle about him with or without LeVar Ball hyping him up because he was drafted so high. But I don't count him out just because out of 15 games so far. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things too. They're kind of knocking him for is his shooting percentage from the field. So I mean, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff you have to grow into. It's a lot of growing pains you have to go through.
Right.
And you're playing on a big stage in LA. You got the spotlight on you there. You're playing for probably one of the most historic franchises in NBA history.
Yep.
And then you got Magic that's kind of running the show there too. So I mean, Luke Walton's a young coach, and you got a lot of young everything. So it's all has to mesh together for them. And I know we see other young people doing some good things in the league, like you called out Simmons, doing some stuff too. But everybody's path is different,
exactly,
and how they achieve what they do. So it's just about everybody has a different level of passion. Some people get it through conservativeness, and then whenever it comes time for them to assert themselves, they do. And then some people are just always ultra aggressive all the time, like a James Harden who just goes, Russell Westbrook who just goes at it every night. You know what you're going to get from them, and because they're seasoned players, so they've already established who they want to be and what type of player they want to be. And I still think Lonzo's trying to find himself in that system in LA right now.
Definitely.
I think we'll start to see him have those explosions pretty soon. And then you got the things going on outside in his family too, with the situation with his brother at UCLA, with the shoplifting thing in China and all that, and them being suspended.
So he was a part of it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, his brother was. Yeah, I can't something.
Lagello.
The Gigolo.
It's
I'm
Lagello.
just kidding.
Lagello.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Lagello, yeah.
So yeah, I didn't even think about all that. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, he's still young, so I think he's got a strong upside.
Yeah, for me, it's no pressure on him.
Yeah,
for me. This is why we're on the topic of talking about players, leaders, and whatever. I'm gonna get the top 10 leaders right now in the NBA. As I said earlier in the night, James Harden is leading the league, 30 points per game, 30.7. Also leading with 3 points made, 4.3 threes per game. That's his average. You're gonna laugh at when I tell you who's also in the top 10 of threes, but I'm not. I'm gonna hit you with that later on.
Okay.
So number 2, I'm going from the top down. I know we usually go 10 up, but since I wanted to start with James Harden, I'm gonna go down from there. Number 2 from Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo with 30.6. So literally a tenth of a point behind the league leader. So he's been having a great season.
Greek freak, man.
Yeah, man. Number 3 from New York, Kristaps Porzingis, 28.9 points per game, man. And on top of him, to say that he beats him as the king of New York, he's behind him in the league leaders. Number 4 is LeBron James at 28.3. Yeah, of course it doesn't. I mean, we know LeBron is the most gifted athlete of our time.
He can turn on anytime he wants.
Exactly. Number 5, New Orleans Pelicans. That's the new team. Yeah. New Orleans Pelicans. DeMarcus Cousins with 28 points. Okay. And guess what? This is what I was talking about. He's 9th. Tied for 9th in 3 points made. With 2.7.
Wow, I would never would guess that.
Exactly.
Out of all the pure shooters of the ball we have in the NBA, to say he's in the top 10 of 3-point shooting.
Top 10 of 3-point
He probably doesn't have that many attempts, though.
Yeah, that's
He's probably not shooting as much as a Klay Thompson or a Steph Curry.
Right.
But, I mean, he's probably making a lot more than he's missing, and he's got a high percentage right now, so
exactly.
Can't knock it.
So at number 6, also from New Orleans Pelicans, Anthony Davis, 25.6. Number 7, we have Golden State, Steph Curry, 25.2 points per game. And he's actually tied for 3rd in 3 points made for 3.6 a game. At number 8, from the Toronto Raptors, DeMar DeRozan. I was about to add too many syllables to his name. 24.9. At number 9, we have Kevin Durant, 24.8, which is who is tied with DeMarcus Cousins at 9th for 3 points made.
So Durant and DeMarcus Cousins are tied at number 9 in 3 point.
Yep.
It's funny season, man. Funny season, man.
And at number 10,
Still early.
At number 10 from Portland Trailblazers, we have Damian Lillard, 24.5. Always an underrated, but always a phenomenal point guard.
Yes, he is in every sense of the word, man. So that's good to know. I did not think Mr. DeMarcus Cousins would be in a 3-point field goal made conversation, but hey,
who knows, man? So right now, as the standings, I'm just going to give you the top 5 of the standings for East and West of the conference. The top 5. At number 5 is the Knicks on the East, 8-6. Number 4, the Raptors at 9-5. Number 3, Washington Wizards at 9-5 as well. At number 2, nobody's talking about them. Detroit Pistons are 10-4.
I like Drummond.
Yeah.
He's a rebounding machine, man.
Definitely, man. And at number 4, which now is updated, not 13-2, but 14-2, Boston Celtics.
14 in a row.
14 wins in a row, man. That's the Boston Celtics with Kyrie at the helm. On the western side, at number 5, we have Portland Trailblazers at 8-6. Number 4, we have San Antonio Spurs at 9-6. At number 3, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I like them.
Yeah.
I like the energy around them.
Jimmy Butler going over there was a great combination.
Yeah, and he hasn't really taken over. He's kind of stepping back, trying to give Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns some, room and space to do some things. But I think if Butler ever gets that aggression going like he did in Chicago, that's going to be a tough team for a lot of teams to play.
Yes, sir. Timberwolves at 3 at 9-5. Number 2, Houston Rockets. 12-4 as once this game, from the way this game is looking, 12 will be 12-4, but currently 11-4. And number 1 is the Warriors, which are now 11-4.
Yeah.
So, and here's a random spot before we end this NFL. I found this out by Chris Haynes on ESPN, the article he posted. Steph Curry is now partnering with Masterclass to teach online courses on basketball by giving via videos on fundamentals of how to be a great baller as how he's learned to be who he is today. He's going to be teaching an online class. Professor Steph.
That's very interesting. I don't think it'll carry over because at the end of the day, it's your talent, and you can't teach talent.
You can't teach talent. You can't teach hard either.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I could show you the fundamentals. You can have the perfect form, but doesn't mean you're going to shoot like me.
You're not going to have my percentage.
You're not going to have my percentage. You're not going to have my drive.
I was about to say,
you're not going to have my instincts because that's genetically
right.
And
you're not going to have my reflexes.
Yeah, you got to craft yourself to be your craft. I mean, it's a good way. I guess it's a learning experience, but I mean, you can't expect people to go out there.
I guess. I mean, in my mind, the only way I can see it as he's laying the first rock. The rest is up to you. So, I mean,
I don't know about that.
If you ain't got the heart, if you ain't got the grit, you ain't gonna get it. But you can't say Steph Curry ain't trying to help you be a good player.
Mm-hmm. True.
So,
and before we get into our Survivor Series picks for the WWE, I want to pick your brain on this, C. Moody.
Okay.
There's a lot of controversy around the NFL right now. Obviously, we do know with Ezekiel Elliott going to go ahead and serve out the suspension.
Yeah.
But have you been hearing about the whispers of Mr. Roger Goodell and what he's asking for his extension for the NFL commissioner?
No. What is it? What's going on?
So, he wants a $50 million salary. He wants health care for his family for life, and he wants a private jet.
Get him out the door.
That's what he wants. That's what he wants. And Jerry Jones of the Cowboys is against that. And a lot of people say Jerry is against that because of the situation going on with Zeke right now, the whole back and forth with that. But Jerry Jones says he's going to get lawyered up. He's going to get lawyered up.
Why?
And he's looking to try to fight this because he doesn't feel like the compensation committee should allow that to happen to give Roger Goodell what he's asking for. So, what's your take on that right quick?
For me, I mean, what is... They make it sound like Goodell is like really taking care of each team personally. Like to be given all these kind of accommodations, huh?
I don't really think he's
I wouldn't even call him I wouldn't even call him a commissioner. Like really, to me, how he's carried his job so far, he's just a spokesperson.
But my thing is this: now I will say when they did a collective bargaining agreement, that the owners gave him that power,
okay,
to kind of make the rulings based off his
ultimate decision.
Yeah. So they gave him the power, but at this point, he's just had so much fallout since he's been the commissioner.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve
everything under his watch. I've never seen the NFL be more scrutinized the way that it has been since he took over.
Yeah,
but you had Spygate, you had Bountygate, you had the whole Ray Rice situation, you had Deflategate. With that, and then now the situation with Zeke, you had the Josh Gordon situations. It's just
Roethlisberger situation.
It's just every other year. Then the whole standing for the flag versus not standing, all that. It's just the NFL is just under his watch. He's just had so many scandals to deal with,
and he hasn't. And to me,
the whole thing with Kaepernick now.
And for me, I don't feel like he's done anything.
Yeah.
In either way, like for or against, like that's why I say he's more a spokesperson. Like I don't see any motion by him put for or against any of these situations. It's just like, oh, they talked to Roger Goodell, but then it's whatever the player is in the association or whatever this team is in the association. I don't see Roger Goodell making a statement saying this is the result, this is the condemnation or whatever. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't feel like definitely don't deserve any of that.
Yeah, $50 million. That's a big salary to be the commissioner, and then I just don't think he's done that great of a job. to ask for that type of money.
Right. Now, I do feel like if there was a real commissioner that really played what I feel like a commissioner job is supposed to be, then maybe he can get something towards that kind of salary. But like I said, I don't feel like I've seen Roger Goodell do anything that I would qualify as what I think a commissioner is. Mm-hmm. So that's why I couldn't give it to him.
And Jerry Jones said he's looking to battle it. So they got 18 months to come up with if they're going to approve it or not. But all the other owners are on board with it, it seems. And Jerry Jones is the only one that's really against it. And a lot of people feel that he's taking it personally because of all that Zeke has been through and whatnot. And that could have something to do with it. But at the end of the day, it's just been, I don't think he's that great of a commissioner to ask those types of things of the league to pay him that much.
Right.
So right now, that was just all your in other sports. We hit the MLB awards. We hit college basketball rankings and went over a couple games from earlier this week with some college basketball heavyweights. Went over some NBA stuff with some games tonight and just went over some standings. And C. Moody gave us some statistical knowledge on the NBA. So right now, this is going to be the last part of Sports Moods. When we come back, we're going to go over Survivor Series, the card, and thinking about who we think is going to take it, whether it be Team Red or Team Blue. When we come back, you're listening to Sports Moods. 2 Moodies.
1 duty.
Sports. We'll be back.
And we are back. As always, it is C. Moody here with
D. Moody.
We are Sports Moves, 2 Moodies.
1 duty.
Sports. Like we said, we've covered everything. Not WWE. NFL. Week 10. Went ahead and got early with our Week 11 predictions. And both of us got one on the board because the Steelers did pull out this win against the Tennessee Titans. Also talked on college football, the setup for the playoffs, what it's looking like, as well as the rankings so far for both playoffs and regular college football coming into this December and the upcoming bowl games. And as well as the Heisman High Fives and who is probably at the top right now for the Heisman this year. We also got into some Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown Live to set up what we're saving the best for last because it is coming this Sunday. And we also got in other sports, MLB, college basketball, and NBA with some good games going on. And still right now we have the Houston Rockets leading over the Phoenix Suns. But now, this is the point I'm excited about. This Sunday, we have a WWE pay-per-view Survivor Series. As they've been saying for the last 2 weeks, the one time of the year where both brands go head-to-head against each other in competition.
They make sure they say that the exact way you just said. When Shay said that last time, I said, I want you to just hush and stop saying that already.
The one time of the year where both brands compete head-to-head.
I'm like, oh my God, how many times are we going to say this?
You have to, man.
That's how it was for the first, they do that with everything. For the first time ever, or whatever the catchphrase is, they make sure that they drive it home.
They got to. So, like we said, this is Team Red, which is Monday Night Raw, versus Team Blue, SmackDown Live. And we have a series of matches between both brands to see who is going to be the dominant champion of the two and the dominant team. Because at the end, I don't know what time they're going to use it during the pay-per-view, but they're going to have a 5-on-5 of each team, a women's 5-on-5 as well as a men's 5-on-5. But at the kickoff, which I feel like is going to be first because this is the only match where a title can change hands, and because probably they're the in-the-loop kind of compilation or weight division, the cruiserweights Cruiserweight Championship match between Enzo Amore and Kalisto. Who do you have, D. Moody?
Enzo is going to retain.
Really?
Yeah, I think he'll retain it. I mean, why would you take it off of him? I don't want to see this hot potato between him
and Kalisto?
Yeah, just keep it on Enzo. I mean, even though I'm hearing rumors Neville's supposed to be coming back.
I heard that too.
I'm hoping Neville can come back and take it off Enzo. It'd be only great if he could. Be only right if he could.
With the fact that Neville could be coming back, I would rather see him fight. No, I don't want to see him fight Enzo though.
He's got to get this belt.
It'll be a better match against Kalisto though.
It could be.
I mean, he'll be stronger, but it'll be a better match between him and Kalisto versus him and Amore.
I'm just not interested in the cruiserweights. Like I don't care.
Enzo makes me
They're
interested.
my bathroom break. Like
no, man.
They're my bathroom break. Or they're my flip the channel, look at Monday Night Football.
You can't do that to cruiserweights. The cruiserweights are like the funnest. The funnest mid-card thing to watch.
I like the WCW cruiserweights back in the day better than these cruiserweights.
That's because they were still like heavyweights. There wasn't
Billy Kidmans and Rey Mysterios and Dean Malenko. Those type cruiserweights. Those are what you call cruiserweights.
So you don't like Cedric Alexander
Psychosis. And
who else? Rich Swann, Jack Gallagher,
Inferno. Remember Disco Inferno?
D. Bryan. I do. D. Bryan Kendrick, Drew Gulak. Akira Tozawa.
Eddie Guerrero.
Akira Tozawa?
Chavo Guerrero.
Oh my goodness, man. Come on.
Yeah, I like those.
All right. Either way, I guess Enzo should win because he's the better character. I mean, Kalisto's just a character because he's the lucha wrestler. No, man. He's a good wrestler.
He's a good wrestler.
Don't give me that.
I give him that, but he's filler for me.
You're so hard on this team, man.
Yeah, I just hate cruiserweight.
All right, so I'm just shooting out of the dark because I don't know which one is whatever the order is. Women's match, women's champion versus champion. We have Raw's Alexa Bliss versus SmackDown's Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte is going to win this match, just by virtue that we just found out this week that this was going to be the match. And just how Bliss got over on her just by punching her the other night on SmackDown. I think Charlotte gets her revenge. You got to build Charlotte up. You can't have her win the title and then turn around and lose.
I mean, this doesn't matter.
I mean, it's not a title match, but still at the end of the day, you still want to build her up. Right. And I think she deserves that because you look at Bliss, she's the only woman to ever hold the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's Championship. And a lot of people thought they would allow Charlotte to do that first because she was a bigger deal than Bliss. Bliss has been successful on both shows, so is Charlotte. But I think Charlotte, just the build of her to get her going again, because she's been kind of in a struggle as of late, trying to build herself back up. I think they're going to have her take down Bliss.
I see that. It makes sense. But I feel like Alexa's going to pull it out.
She has it. She was, like I said, she's that champion that can just, by whatever means necessary.
Exactly. And that's going to be why.
I'll take the shortcut or a thumb to the eye or roll up of the tights and hold the tights while I got you down. Whatever it takes.
And that's why she's going to win. That's my only reason why I got her winning that.
Okay.
So, next match I have, let's go another filler for me. The battle between the Intercontinental Championship held by Raw's Miz versus SmackDown's United States Champion Baron Corbin.
I don't care. I just don't care about this match. It's not going to do anything for me.
Either way, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So if you had to pick the lesser of the two evils,
I want Corbin to win because I just like to see the Miz lose. It's time to take the Intercontinental Championship off the Miz right now.
He should. I mean,
it's so much worthier talent on. Not saying people are worthier than the Miz, but I'm saying
there are.
It's a prop for him right now. It's for him to come out in a nice suit every week to have something on his.
But I mean, he really plays it well.
He plays the part. He looks the part, but he's really hasn't really had a meaningful feud this year with the belt. All he's feuded with this year is Dean Ambrose, and I got tired of seeing that. He was better on SmackDown when he was Intercontinental Championship. When he went over to Raw, It's just like
But he fought somebody after that. Who was that?
Jason Jordan. That
No,
wasn't a good
before
feud.
that. Before that.
Dean Ambrose.
No,
That's
it
who he
was
fought all
somebody in
year
between
long.
the two. No, and once he got to Raw, it wasn't that long on Raw. Apollo, he fought Apollo for a little bit. I was ready to see that before anything else.
No, we saw that on SmackDown.
That's
When
true.
Apollo
Too.
was on SmackDown.
But it wasn't as intense as it was on Raw. There was somebody else meaningful that they had to feud. I don't know who.
That's why. That's what lets you know the Intercontinental title is irrelevant because you can't remember who it was.
Whatever.
I'm going Corbin to win this.
I do want Corbin to win too.
I mean, just for the sake of winning, I don't really care about this match. They could really keep it off the show for all I care.
Okay, say no more. I kind of want Corbin to win too. So that's 2 for SmackDown, man. That's not good for Raw right now.
Oh, it's coming.
All right. So next, since we're in the championship bout, the last one before the main event, we have the tag teams, the battle of the tag champs to see which one is the best tag champ of
This is where
WWE.
I think Raw is going to get that first one of the night. If it depending on the order, I don't know the order. I think Sheamus and
Raw, Sheamus and Cesaro versus SmackDown. Usos.
I think they're going to take it.
Usos
And this
gonna
is
win.
why. You know Sheamus and Cesaro, they're by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to find a way. Sheamus don't care by hook or crook.
I mean, but the Usos are heel too, though.
They heal, but they don't really have to cheat to win. They win by just, most of the time they get the best of you just by, hey.
I got Usos
Them
winning.
super kicks, them Air Force Ones, catch you on this side or that side. So.
Talk about something.
And sometimes they double kick you. Like
They do,
sometimes
they-
you get the like.
But the fact that you just was like slap your face twice.
Like,
Oh,
so
my
I'm
God.
not saying the Usos can't win, but I just think Sheamus and Cesaro will find a way to get it. And then, like, we don't know what the status of
No, Jimmy Uso.
is. So I don't. I'm gonna go with Sheamus and Cesaro.
I got the Usos.
Okay.
And see now, at first I didn't like it.
Because we don't set the bar.
We are the bar. But look, it's because now, at first I was like, that's 3 wins for SmackDown. But it's 4 matches left. And it's supposed to be like an intense. It's going to end up, it's a tie in the last match. If the last match is what I think the last match is, this will make sense for Raw to win. Either way they choose it. But, so with that being said, I'm going to get into now the first multi-team versus team match. Before we get to the 505s, let's do the Shield versus New Day, which I feel like they're going to push that further back anyway. But Raw Shield versus SmackDown's New Day.
I got the Shield's first
Exactly.
pay-per-view match.
They're going to win.
They're going to win this match.
The Shield's going to win pay-per-views until WrestleMania. And that's like, they're not
They
going to
won't
put...
fight at WrestleMania as a team.
Yeah, I was about to say...
Roman's going to be in the championship match
Yeah, that's true.
versus Brock.
And then he's going to win.
Yep.
So, that's what we got.
The Shield is going to win. I think we're going to see... It's going to be an intense match.
It's going to be a good match. To me, this might be...
I think Big E's going to take the pin.
Really?
I think what's going to happen... Seth going to catch him with the knee.
Yeah.
He going to be dazed. And we're going to see either a spear come out.
He got to spear him. They end
Or
it.
it's going to be a Superman punch or something to him.
He got to spear
But
him.
Big E going to take the pin.
But you know what? I feel like somewhere within this New Day is a heel turn somewhere. Like, this is a sabotage
Because
coming.
they're the only faction that's never turned.
But then on SmackDown, they boasted about it. It was like, the difference between us and The Shield is they've turned on each other. They can't trust each other. We'll never turn on each other or whatever because we're brothers or whatever. So whenever something like that happens, you gotta imagine that they're setting up for somebody to finally just stick it against each other. So
It could be, but I think the Shield has it, man. I think they handle this. They'll take care of it. They're not going to bring the Shield back on pay-per-view to lose.
Exactly. The next, do the women's 5-on-5. We have Raw's 5, which is Alicia Fox captain, Asuka, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Versus SmackDown's 5, led by Becky Lynch. We have Naomi, Tamina, Carmella, and who's their 5th? Is it
You
Lana?
said all of them, didn't you?
It's Lana.
Lana's not on the team, is she?
It's
Oh,
Lana.
she's on the
Because
team.
Charlotte won. Because, Charlotte went to compete.
Well,
it was
they
going to be
gonna
Charlotte.
Lana on the team, they're gonna lose.
It's Raw.
I think Raw gonna take it just by Nia Jax alone and Asuka. Those two forces on one side.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
No.
unless some dissension happens in between the team and SmackDown takes advantage of the dissension between the two. That's what's gonna happen.
Bailey's going to turn heel on Sasha.
No.
They're still going to win.
Bailey heel turn is coming. I think we're gonna see it next.
I don't know why they're making Bailey turn heel, though. It should have been Sasha.
It's coming.
So, that's 2 wins for Raw. We still got 3 wins for SmackDown. Next, the men's 5-on-5. For Raw, we have Kurt Angle, Triple H, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and Braun Strowman.
Raw. That's the most complete team you ever want to put together.
What? And on SmackDown, we have Shane O'Mac, Randy Orton. Here we go.
Voices in my head.
Bobby Roode. Glorious. Look at the man. Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura. and
Leave Shinsuke alone, man.
and John Cena. So you
We have a
got.
lot of great entrances in this.
We
match,
really do,
though.
especially on SmackDown.
The entrance is gonna be like 20 minutes.
That's the real
man.
competition.
Yeah. I think Team Raw is gonna win. Braun Strowman.
Exactly.
Then you got Triple H. Like I said, I feel that Sledgehammer's gonna play a factor, or it could backfire. He may try to hit Shane with the sledgehammer, and Shane moves and he hits Kurt with it. Something is going to cause a rivalry between him and Kurt Angle to continue from here on out.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Joe. Joe. We get to see in these 5-on-5 matches. You get to see so many dream matches that you.
Right.
Never, that's the other one that SmackDown. They always say a dream match
Yeah.
with John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura. But it's you get to see so many different, like I said, so many different dream matches out of this. The possibility of a Triple H going up against the people he created in NXT, like Bobby Roode and Nakamura. You get to see Shane versus his potential brother-in-law,
Yep.
Triple H. You get to see Kurt Angle versus John Cena again, or John Cena versus Triple H, or Angle and Orton. It's so many underlying things that can take place in this match.
Exactly.
But I think Team Raw is going to get it.
Here's the question that you gave to me earlier that we said we'll save for this. Who do you think is going to be the last two? If there's going to end up being a 1-versus-1 for Raw and SmackDown, who is it going to be?
It's not going to be John Cena.
It's not.
The only reason is because he's a free agent. He doesn't have brand loyalty.
But he's
just on the team.
But he's gonna support. It's not
He's
like
gonna support.
John Cena doesn't come onto a team and be like, "Hey, I'm just in the
last
middle."
I wouldn't be surprised if the last people is John Cena and Triple H.
Okay.
I would not be surprised. Or Shane and Triple H.
I can see that.
Or
more.
Angle and Shane. Which I think everybody feels it's going to be that, and I don't think it's going to be that.
Yeah.
It's going to be some people you don't expect it to be.
If you say that, some people that I don't expect it to
Nakamura and Strowman.
be. Oh God.
I think Strowman's going to go out early.
Really?
I think they're going to find a way to manipulate to get him. He'll probably be around like the last 4 in there. Somehow something's going to happen that he's going to go out. I won't be surprised if Kane come back and try to get him or something to take his attention off the match or something, distraction. Or something.
They're going to count him out.
Something's going to happen.
So if I had to pick for the last 2 on both sides, I'm going to do something really off the wall with this
The
one.
first elimination is probably going to be Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I hate to say that too. This is probably going to be Bobby Roode. It probably has to be Bobby Roode, actually. Or Randy Orton. They've been throwing Randy Orton.
They need him because he can, out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it's going to be Bobby Roode. Mm-hmm. All right, so Bobby Roode. On the other side, Finn Balor's going to be the first to go on the Raw.
What's going to happen? Mm-hmm. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going to cost SmackDown a match.
I would like to see that.
Yep.
That gives that rivalry. Matter of fact, I think really everything's going to erupt on itself. Like, Triple H is going to be pissed at Kurt. Like you said, they might have an accidental hit. They might end up brawling. Braun Strowman's just going to get pissed at everybody. Nope. Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe. Did they ever have their feud? This is going to set that up because, Samoa's going to accidentally hit him.
At it so hard right now. They got to continue that.
That's true, too. But I would rather, I guess. Well, then okay. All right. So we can do that. Samoa and Finn, they end up going at each other.
If anything combustible, it's going to be them two.
Yeah.
And I think Joe will probably cause Finn Balor to get eliminated.
Yeah, he's going to hit him with the urinary.
Yeah, something.
Or Kakina clutch him and then just leave him there and somebody's going to, Randy Orton to just take the pin. And then on the other side, there's no real incohesiveness between SmackDown side.
Not really.
Except just Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming to mess it up. Mm-hmm. So, but it's a lot that can go wrong with Team Raw though.
Mm-hmm. You got a lot of solid team, but there's so much that can, because you already got Angle and Triple H. You done pedigree my son.
Right.
And then you got Joe and Balor going at it.
Best case scenario, which since you said that, I do feel like Braun Strowman is going to get eliminated fairly soon. Mm-hmm. But best case scenario, I got Braun Strowman versus. It got to be John Cena. There's no really body
We've
that.
seen that though, but we know, but it's Cena though. I just want to see. I want to see Triple H and Shane tango, Kurt and Shane go at it a little bit, and I also want to see.
I want to see Randy and Triple H.
Yep. Go at it again.
That's what I would like to see.
And I'd like to see Cena and Triple H go at it again, just because we hadn't seen it in years.
Yeah. Or, here's one. I'm going to give a NXT nostalgia. Shinsuke and Samoa.
Shinsuke and Finn. They had the better matches. If you ain't never seen that NXT match.
I ain't seen that matches.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Finn Balor and Shinsuke. Oh.
But the only reason that won't happen is because they're not pushing Finn that hard.
They're not.
So for him to last and then have this phenomenal performance, nah.
They're going to have a little moment in the match where
they have to.
They're going to have their little spot.
Yeah. But I think they've already gave enough push for Finn when they gave him AJ Styles for TLC. That's probably the high point of Finn Balor's year this year. So, yeah, I don't really have an idea for the two. I say best case scenario, I want to see Braun versus John Cena because John's the only person on SmackDown that can contain Braun Strowman. And if
can what?
No, he can't contain him, but he's the only person. He's the only person that can actually do something to him, ideally, because of course they're going to fight. Like I said, I already told you my way. They're all going to break down, and everybody hits a special.
Go back into it.
And it's going to start with who did I say going to hit it first? Who's the team on SmackDown? I can't think of everybody right now.
No, you was like, John Cena go do this.
Oh, yeah, he's finally going to hit the AA, and then he's going to get up, and right when he's getting on his knees, Shinsuke's going to come and hit the Kinshasa. Then right after that, Bobby Roode's going to come, try to hit the DDT, and then he's still going to get up. Randy Orton's going to hit the RKO. Then boom, and then they're gonna let Shane McMahon just jump on them for no reason.
All these people gonna be?
It's not gonna happen, but that's just like the best case scenario for them to get rid of him. The cleanest way to get rid of Braun Strowman is for that. He just somehow gets stuck in a ring with all of them, and then everybody just.
Soon as he Nakamura take off running towards Strowman, he go.
So, Team Raw's winning to say the least.
That style.
Oh man! All right, so the last match, the main event, which is probably going to be the main event. Let's see who is the best champion of champions. Brock Lesnar, Monday Night Raw, and AJ Styles for SmackDown Live. I'm gonna say this because
all you AJ Styles fans,
this should be destructive. AJ Styles should get hurt.
It's gonna put me in the mind of, and when JD from NYT was 6'2", and it made a lot of sense. It's probably gonna be kind of similar to the CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar match years back. I mean, AJ's gonna have his high moments where he's gonna get the best of him. I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna see a couple suplexes. You're gonna see that. Regardless.
Yeah, of course.
But AJ, he's gonna have to use his aerial attack, and I think that's gonna be more risk than reward for him. Because when he go up for that phenomenal forearm, I think that's when Lesnar gonna catch him in the F5.
Facts.
Yeah, he's gonna jump, and Lesnar's gonna turn sideways, catch him in the air, and he's gonna put more than one on AJ. But it's going to throw off the logic because one F5 beat Braun Strowman.
One F5 beat Samoa Joe.
One F5 beat Samoa Joe, but then AJ Styles kicks out of an F5.
That's what I'm saying. And then on top of that,
these guys are stronger than AJ.
And then on top of that, like if AJ, small as he is, lasts for a certain long time, all I can think of is I think it was last year's SummerSlam against Randy Orton. Mm-hmm. When he like just bloodied him up and they had to quit the whole match. So it's like, is everybody stronger than Randy Orton right now? Like nobody, like I don't know. Was that like
I just want anxious to see how they're gonna plot this match.
And maybe that match was like a real accident, or maybe there was some real heat and Brock just decided to break the rules and beat up Randy Orton, and it just messed the thing up because nobody talks about it. Nobody uses that as a reference for anything. But the fact that
Heyman did that time.
Yeah,
remember the last
true.
time we fought somebody from SmackDown?
That's true. He did do that. So
no, if they. I just feel AJ's gonna get some offense going, but it's just gonna come down to
he can't win. He can't win.
Yeah, you get caught. And his moves, his skill set is good, but Brock is a big guy, so
exactly.
It's gonna take you to wear yourself out to beat him.
Exactly. There's no way you can not give Braun and Samoa the title and then let AJ beat him.
Yeah, you can't.
Which I mean,
AJ's
I guess
lose.
This is really the only match you will see Brock Lesnar in
unless
that's not a title match.
Interferes.
But why would he interfere to help Brock though?
He just interfered to beat up both of them just to spoil the match.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think he'll come to beat up both. I don't think he could because then I think what'll happen.
He's gonna interfere whether he'll beat up both, but he'll interfere in it.
Okay, I can see that.
He'll interfere.
But yeah, there's even in that AJ can't win.
But they're saying he's gonna be gone for a month, so I don't know. But
AJ's gonna be gone for a month.
No, what's I say Shinsuke?
Jinder's gonna be gone.
Supposedly, I don't know.
He might just stay in India when they go over there.
He may. That'll be a good thing. You see, he beat up the Sings after he lost.
No,
he got mad and actually hit him.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. After he lost the title, but I think Brock wins this match, man.
Yeah.
I just can't see AJ Styles beating him.
And so to say the least, that's 4 wins for Raw.
I think Raw's going to win the overall pay-per-view. I think we're going to see a lot of feuds built from this pay-per-view, like on the certain brands, especially Raw.
Raw's going to have the most feuds.
Yeah, it's going to be some feuds. I think we're going to build to a Triple H angle at WrestleMania.
Well, here's a feud we're not really thinking about: the whole Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. That's going to build a feud. I'm not saying that they're going to let Daniel wrestle. I don't know. They may
get some tension between.
Yeah, it's going to be some tension, and it's going to be like SmackDown's going to be split down the middle because it's going to be people who supports Daniel. There's going to be people like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to be like, hey, you know, I know you might not like us, but we all don't like Shane, and we see how he's trying to treat everybody, so let's run against him. Then that's gonna be.
I can see something like that happening.
Yeah,
but it leading to a match, I don't think they'll.
I don't think they're going to clear Daniel. Unfortunately, I wish they would, but.
And then, like you said, on the other side, it could be a Jordan angle, could be a Triple H doing more to Jason Jordan, or Jason Jordan probably want to buck up at Triple H,
right?
You know, and Triple H just take him to the barnyard and show him what it's about. I mean. So we could see a lot of different things here. So. And we know Angle's job is on the line as the GM. So if they lose, you know.
So what would they do? I mean, do you think they would put Triple H back at the helm for
probably would run it?
I don't know, man.
The Authority would come back, and then Kurt Angle would be more of a wrestler at that point,
right? And then it'll be him with his son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like Kurt Angle's too damaged for him to just be a wrestler.
He probably wouldn't. That's why I feel they're gonna win. He's gonna keep his job.
Yeah.
But they'll just make his job hell. They're probably gonna put, Stephanie's gonna be there. It's gonna be kind of like him and her going back and forth.
Right. Or something happens that Triple H wins it, and he's all on his back because he's like, you wouldn't have won if it wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. You're really pathetic.
Knowing Triple H being a heel, he might pull out just so Angle can lose.
I don't think so because now it's a McMahon thing. And so Triple H is like the husband, so he's the Stephanie McMahon side versus the Shane. Because that's really what this is about. This isn't even really Raw versus SmackDown anymore. This is the McMahon versus McMahon, as it's always been throughout the years. So that's why Triple H can't just back out and throw Kurt Angle under the bus, because now it's not only Kurt that has to save his butt, but now Triple H is fighting for the honor of Stephanie's McMahonhood.
Could be.
So
yeah, because she replaced him with Jordan because she wanted. I got to go to my husband because I know he'll go to whatever measures he has to, and just Jason Jordan just doesn't have that feeling about him.
So, and then that'll lead Jason Jordan is like, I am tough, and then I'm a punch Triple H in the back of the head or something crazy.
Yeah. So, I want to fight Triple H.
And then he beats him up until Kurt Angle finally fights, and then yeah, I see that. So, I think all hearts and minds are clear.
Yes,
sir. We said we was gonna be longer. We was gonna be shorter. That ain't work. So, but we're working to do better.
We're work in progress. And first and foremost, guys, before we close, thank you to everyone who takes the time out of their day or night, whatever time zone you may be in, to either follow us on Twitter at Sportsmoods. At Sportsmoods, and at Instagram at ITS Sportsmoods. Or if you just listen to us weekly on Spreaker and iHeartRadio, whatever way you may be listening in, we thank you for just taking the time to listen to us and giving us that support each and every week. We do appreciate each and every one of you giving us a fan base, and tell a friend about it. Pass the word along. Let us know what we can get better with. Please interact with us on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. You need to reach out to us to let us know what you think of our show. Let us know what we can get better with. We just want to get better each and every week, and we can't do that without any feedback. So just let us know, what you think of the show, and just thank you again for all the support and the feedback.
Definitely, man. So like you say, every place in the country we've had is people as far as Canada, New York, Charlotte, Virginia has been of late, and now we're starting to kind of accumulate more people around the Carolinas, South Carolina in general. We truly thank you guys. We really are passionate about sports, what we do. We like the fact that we can talk about it, and we hope to actually have a conversation and not just us nagging your ear off about what we think. We want to actually hear feedback. We can go back and forth with questions, comments, concerns. Let it actually be a conversation between us and you guys. But thank you so much for listening. We hope that you tell somebody else, that tells somebody else, that tells somebody else, that tells somebody else. We can get further. I tried to get us on iTunes, but that process is really complicated, or either my computer just sucks. So, but yeah, man, we appreciate it wholeheartedly for everything, guys. Just listening to us, and if you could, man, be active, be interactive with us, so we can get better, so we can know what you like, don't like, how we talk, how fast we talk, how long we talk, how short we talk on certain subjects, anything that comes to mind, because we are here for the people. We're here for you guys, as we like to say all the time, especially at work. I'm saying we're here for you guys. I know we say it at Florence, so
yeah, it's a lot. Now, as far as next week goes, it is a holiday, Thanksgiving, so I'm not sure if we'll do.
I don't know either, man.
A podcast for next week. We may just pick it up the following week and just
because we're both pretty busy next week.
Yeah, it's retail. Both of us work in retail, so Black Friday.
What is Tuesday looking like for you? I don't know, because I work morning Tuesday. Okay, I work morning Tuesday, so I was like, I will be off in the afternoon, so maybe.
Yeah, so. But we'll come together to see. Just be, staying tuned on Twitter at Sports Moves, and I'll give you guys an update as to when If not, if we'll do a podcast next week or not, but we'll still review what we need to review.
Yep.
Also, too, we're gonna upload this podcast onto the Twitter page in the Moments tab, so you can kind of see that if you want to go to it and listen to it. And it's also available on iHeartRadio if you guys want to follow us there as well. So again, thanks guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all I have. For anything else for you before we close it out?
That's it, man. Like you said on Twitter, I'll let you know on Instagram at @itsportsmoods what we do as far as next week. So if you don't hear from us and don't see us on social media, enjoy your family, man. It's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving time, man. And don't get out in that Black Friday madness. And
enjoy your family.
Stone Cold Stunner somebody over a TV.
Yeah, we don't, like, all the crazy stuff that happens with Black Friday. I mean, we have to be in it because we work in it, but I mean, it's unnecessary. Go online if you really need something that bad. I mean, it's not worth it. I think family is way more important than materials. Mm-hmm. So enjoy your family and have fun. Have fun with Thanksgiving. Wherever you are, whatever you do, either with a whole conglomerate of your family or just 3 or 4 of you or however many it is or isn't. So try to enjoy your holidays, man.
All right.
We'll be back later. Maybe next week, maybe not next week. We'll find out. But we are Sports Moods. As always, it's C. Moody here with
D. Moody.
2 Moodies.
1 Duty.
Sports. We'll see you guys next time. We out.